I want to ask you a little more about directing the short level. Like watching it again, the two scenes the hot tub scene, like the intimacy is so, and I'm not really talking about physical intimacy, I'm talking about, I guess, emotional intimacy. I would love to hear how you directed the actors in that. What I love about film in particular is when you get lost. And I watched this again in a hotel room, like, and I just on my laptop and just got lost in that scene in the hot tub, especially. And how did you achieve that with the actors? Like, I'd love to hear, like, give us your tips and tricks and notes. Like, how do you direct them, for
Well,
lack of a better question?
I mean, I think this is going to be an easy cheat.
Yeah.
But the number one rule I think is always casting, casting, casting. That if you cast the right people, and by right people, I don't just mean the right people as they are in front of the screen. I mean also the right people behind the screen in terms of, are they receptive? Are they good collaborators? Are they good listeners? Are they people who are willing to come in and like fulfill what is on the page? And so consequently, I feel I benefit greatly from having Will and Chris in those roles, just by virtue of the fact that these are two actors. Chris and I had already worked together quite intimately on another project, so we had a real shorthand that had been developed over years. Chris and Will had been opposite each other in projects for Daniel previously, so they had their own shorthand already. Um, and also just between the little quartet that we had there of me, Daniel, Will, and Chris, there was so much trust already. I think the people who knew each other the least would have been me and Will. But we had spoken on the phone multiple times before this, and we were very fortunate to have some time rehearsing in the house itself before
Mhm.
shooting actually commenced. So that allowed us to really have some meals together, get the shorthand, get the thing, and just kind of realize that it should feel like we're just looking in on a conversation that's happening. This isn't some great, big, forceful, the tears brimming the eyes. Like, I mean, it made me, I often think about something a teacher that I had in grad school, Brian McElhaney, said, which is crying on screen only proves that you're hydrated. Um, and
Oh, that's amazing. I've never heard
um,
it on
and,
set.
and so consequently, I think so much of the process, even in the rehearsal, was just being like, are we understanding the thoughts? Are we understanding where everything is coming from? And when you have a writer like Daniel, who again, not so dissimilarly to like a Kushner or a Sam Shepard, the thoughts are so clear from point to point to point that it's really just a matter of knowing the text and then letting it take you on the ride. So I
Right.
think for me, directorially, unless there's like a big transition moment or something where it's like we really have to like land this to get us from point A to point B in terms of a tracking shot or something like that, if it's a more conversational thing, it's really about getting out of the way and letting the script and the actors do their thing. It's kind of like, you shouldn't see my hand
Right.
in that hot tub scene. Like, all you should see is just two people having an exchange. I mean, I would even go so far as to say that the person who really deserves all the credit for that hot tub scene is Josh Atwell, who was our sound mixer. Because we had the Pacific Ocean
Yeah.
hitting that
And
balcony, literally 10 feet from there. And we did not have to record a single line of ADR, even
Wow.
over the hot tub, over the Pacific. Like, Josh managed, and then Mike McDonald at Private Island Audio and our post side of things managed to take all of those elements, do a little bit of leveling so that all the experience, the atmosphere, everything is there in that scene. And so I guess I can take credit for good hiring and then having the good sense not to get in their way. But truly it was constantly always just about, if I looking back on it, if I gave any notes ever in a scene like that, it was like, don't force it. Don't feel like you have to land it. It's okay to just leave it hanging, be gentle with it, throw it away. And if it doesn't feel right, we'll do another take.
That's good. Wow.
Like so to me, I will always say the best compliment I can get as a director, everyone in the movie was so good.
Yes.
Like that to me is the best compliment because it means because when and I like when I say this to another director, like I was saying it to Julia Max, who's directing the feature I just produced. We're in the edit on it right now, and I was saying to her the other night, I was like, every single performance in this film is superb, and that is a testament to our brilliant casting and our brilliant cast. But when every single person is good consistently, the person that I think that is ultimately a reflection of is the director, either in terms of how they hired it or in the edit, how they made sure everyone looked their absolute best.
And something I really want to say something. I want to get it in there before
Get it
before
in.
it's stuff that goes back a little bit. I want to talk about what a wonderful director Lovell is.
Yes,
And
please.
then and I want to say something that I've actually not I don't think I've gotten to tell him, and which is rare because we're such great friends, that that like you gave me courage to feel like I could direct You Say Hello. Like I went into You Say Hello as like my first short and my first kind of like really wanting to work in film and TV, and really feeling like I did not have the tools to do that because I didn't go to film school, because I come from the theater. And Lovell, just with his effortlessness and his kindness and his preparation and just also his brilliance as a director, and kind of just like, I feel like you were my film school as a director. So like you
Oh,
gave me courage to to be able to do midday. Like I never ever would have felt like I could have directed if I hadn't been able to kind of like watch you and kind of follow you around the set like a puppy. And like so I wanted to say that because you're such a beautiful director, and
oh,
and
thanks,
Lovell
Steve.
has a gorgeous film called Lavender Man that's out there in the world right now, and so definitely see that if you get a chance to. It's really stunning, and but you're an amazing director, and so I just wanted to say that. So I feel like
Oh,
I feel like I've said that, but I haven't got to say it officially.
oh,
So
thanks, Steve. You're the best. Again, you're what kept me directing. So, so
Wow.
thanks to you.